Generating a set of powerful ideas for new products and services and totally new ventures is not the end of your innovation process. In fact, it's just the beginning. Why? Because the bold and radical work of innovation begins when you start designing breakthrough business models to deliver these ideas. How you serve unmet customer needs, how you provide new and different benefits, how you deliver those benefits, and how you charge for these benefits are just a few of the areas where you can innovate at the business model level. Whether you are inventing an entirely new business model in our industry or evolving an existing one, you need to dive in and ask a new set of questions.
Often when we have a new opportunity, the product or service offers new innovation, it's fresh, but the idea is still raw, it's not developed yet. And we need to think about how can we innovate across the business model, not just the product or service offering itself, but what value proposition are we offering to consumers? How are we going to make money? How will we differentiate and sustain advantage? Or perhaps how can we innovate across the value chain?
Coming through the previous phase of the process, now we have a concept that's very attractive. We know there's enough customer need, we know the market's big enough, we know we can probably win in the space. Now it's time to get specific about the business model. How do we price it? How do we market it? How do we get to the consumer? How do we manufacture it? How do we provide service to it? All the business elements, we get specific about how to make it real. In the foundation of the business model is a compelling value proposition. Not the benefit to us, but the benefit to the end customer. We want to be able to deliver something that at the end of it, the customer can't believe how they used to live without the benefit.
So earlier in the process, we identified consumer insights or unarticulated needs. And as we continue to mold and shape this opportunity, part of defining the business model is more clearly articulating how are we going to address that unarticulated need? How are we going to resolve attention for the consumer? How are we going to, in a compelling way that connects with the consumer, meet and address that unarticulated need? In designing our business model, we also want to think about how is this opportunity going to make money? And this isn't just items on a pro forma or on a spreadsheet. We really want to think about where is the economic value in this opportunity and how are we going to access it. Could be a fairly conventional arrangement, such as individual transactions for products or services, or it may be something more unconventional. Things such as licensing or subscription services or advertising revenue or other business partnerships or arrangements that allow us to extract value beyond a conventional transactional relationship. As we design the business model around this opportunity, we also want to think about how will we configure the value chain to deliver the offering. So for example, how can we work within, as we look at manufacturing, distribution, financing, sales, servicing, how do we configure different elements of the value chain to best deliver on the value proposition to the consumer? We have these different elements of the business model, and one thing we need to keep in mind as we continue to design a business model around our opportunity is none of these elements exist in a vacuum. The value proposition to the consumer, the product or service offering, how we make money, how we differentiate and sustain advantage, how we deliver the offering through our value chain. All of those elements are linked to each other, and often when we change one, another is impacted. If we change how we differentiate and sustain advantage, it may cause us to rethink who is our target consumer. So it's important to take multiple iterations at refining the business model until you have a combination of business model elements that you think will give the opportunity its best chance for success once it enters the market.
Putting it all together is something we call the elevator pitch. Imagine pitching your idea to someone who will give you money for the idea. And you have the opportunity to make the sales for your idea in an elevator ride. In about 30 seconds, you need to succinctly describe why this is a compelling business and why it will make money.
What's your plan to challenge your current business model or innovate on new models to deliver value to consumers? If you don't stretch your thinking and challenge orthodoxies, your innovation pipeline will dry up. So be bold and think radically. It's your best chance to outperform your competitors and the industry.